In a real sense, all life is interrelated. All men are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one of us directly affects all of us indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. End quote. So while we may come from different nations and faiths, and while sometimes our work and our worlds may come into conflict with one another, each of us is here today because we are committed to the service of our brothers and sisters and to our broader community. And in that spirit, I would like to invite up our first speaker, the Vice Mayor of Santa Clara, Kathy Watanabe. She's a first-generation Irish-American born in Brooklyn, New York. She served as the president of Santa Clara Sister Cities for 3 years and finished the deal to add Limerick, Ireland as a sister city, as well as the city of Nagpur, India. She was appointed to the Santa Clara City Council in 2016 and was appointed to be the vice mayor shortly thereafter. Please welcome her up with a loud round of applause.
I'm short. Thank you. Good evening. On behalf of Mayor Lisa Gilmore, the City Council, and the City of Santa Clara, Assalamu alaikum. It is truly an honor to join all of you for this Interfaith event celebrating Martin Luther King Day. As we hear and read the news on a daily basis, we are reminded why the work of Dr. King is as important today as it was over 50 years ago. I was introduced as Kathy Watanabe, but I do have another name. My maiden name was Kathleen Frances Carolyn. And Sister Kathleen Faust, who did the beautiful singing, she probably comes from an Irish background as well. And I am proud to say that I grew up in an Irish Catholic background. Both my parents came from Ireland and married here in the United States, but they moved back to Ireland. And they took me and my brother and sister with them. And so I had the good fortune of living in another country and learning more about my culture, my grandparents, and what made them the people that they did become, which had a profound effect on my life. My grandfather actually participated in the War of Independence in Ireland, and when I found out about that, it truly did have an impact on me as I learned about how he fought for what he believed in, and he stood for what he believed in. I also learned about the difference between the Catholic and the Protestant religions, and that again had a profound effect on me because I couldn't understand why there would be a segregation between people. I distinctly remember attending school and seeing the Protestant school versus the Catholic school, and when I questioned it, I was told why, and it just didn't make sense. But I think, as we all know, in this life, God, Allah, our higher authority, has a reason for things and why he puts us in those places to learn and grow and use those experiences in our lives. Going forward, 20 years later, I found myself back in New York with my family, and believe it or not, I was attending a Protestant church. And it was a Baptist church in Jamaica, Queens, if anybody has ever been there. And the majority of the congregation was Haitian. And even though the pastor was white, like me, I was a minority, but the majority of the people in the church were Haitian. And again, I think it comes back again to what we see happening in the world today. What I found working in going to church with the Haitian people was the love, the commitment they had to their faith, and how anything they had, they were willing to share. They're truly a loving people, and it was very important to me, and I made some wonderful friendships as a result of my attendance at the church in Jamaica, Queens. Fast forward about 30 years to where we are today. We have a country, our country's leader talks about deporting Muslims. He insults Haitians, El Salvadorians, people from Africa. And I think this is why it is important that we remember the work of Dr. King. His leadership and vision for racial equality and human rights paved the way for people, not just in the United States, but worldwide. It is why we need to continue to stand up for justice, peace, and equality for all. We must not forget the powerful words of Dr. King, where he said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." As elected leaders, church leaders, community leaders, we all have a responsibility to uphold those words and do our part to ensure that the people we represent are treated equally and fairly. As we approach the anniversary of Dr. King's birthday, it's clear that his words remain as true today as they were in his time over 50 years ago. Let us not forget that it is never too late to seek greater understanding with one another in our attempts to work together. There is still a great deal that we can still learn from the visionary, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Thank you again for the opportunity to come and speak this evening. Again, on behalf of Mayor Lisa Gilmore and the City Council, thank you to the SABA Islamic Center for organizing and hosting this wonderful event. And at the appropriate time, I do have a special mayoral recognition to present to the Islamic Center to once again recognize the importance of this evening. Thank you again.